Good morning, good morning, good morning, Facebook viewers and my Ghost Rider posse. This your man Ghost Rider coming back at you. It's a Monday morning. It's about maybe 6 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock. I just looked and can't remember, but man, there's a couple of things I gotta get off my chest. Just a couple of things, you know what I'm saying? Where do I begin? Wow, first of all, Landstar is I'm loving Landstar. I'm loving Landstar. What I'm not loving is just the freight rates and really working off this load board, which comes along with the job of the load board. You know, pretty much it's cutthroat. The biggest problem I'm seeing is a lot of these agents and brokers, they're posting these loads, and then when they book them, they don't take them off the board. They stay up on the board, so it's like misleading. Wow, good gracious! I'm gonna get back to that because these agents, man, are a trip. It's just hard to really, you can't trust really nothing. You try to be as honest as possible, but you don't get it back in return. With that being said, man, I picked a load up. Well, I hope everybody's Memorial Day was good. Mine, I got stuck in Baltimore, sitting. Well, I really didn't get stuck in Baltimore. I had to shut down for a 34. But the thing of it is, you know, over the holidays, it's just really hard getting a load after the holidays, or if you get a load, you know, it was Monday is shut down, whatnot. But anyway, make a long story short. Man, I picked a load up out of Chester, Virginia, and had to deliver it to Fayetteville, or no, Farmingdale, New York. Now, mind you, I don't know if it was just me, but when I looked up Farmingdale, New York, for some odd reason, it had me to believe that it was up around Albany, New York. Which is cool because I don't like New York City. I don't like delivering in New York City. I don't like that George Washington Bridge. Well, come to find out I don't know, I just, you know, I'm always double checking my routes and stuff like that. And don't ask me how I did it. It just happened. It was just crazy. Come to find out, Farmingdale, New York is right there by Long Island. Man, it was a one-day load, but man, that was a nightmare load. Dealing with that George Washington Bridge and just dealing with doggone going into New York, going over there. I mean, when I say right there on Long Island, getting in there, navigating traffic and whatnot, man, it was crazy. I was just cringing the whole time I was through there, and but I made the delivery, and then just navigating back through there, and then I was like trying to avoid. I mean, there's no avoiding that George Washington Bridge, especially when you got to go all the way over across the Long Island because you got to go, you know, by the Bronx and all that stuff like that, but. I ended up asking a local driver when I had to make the delivery, like, man, what's the best way to get back, you know, over to New Jersey, you know, without having, because my GPS was trying to take me all downtown. And then, you know, if you ever been going through New York, they got a lot of road restrictions, you know. It's either big trucks aren't allowed on the expressway but can be on a parkway, or it's vice versa. Big trucks can be on a parkway but not the expressway. So it's just crazy. But he ended up telling me a route, so I ended up getting in there. I had to go through the George Washington Bridge again. Well, again, and man, forgive me. I'm looking at another driver. So I had to pick up another load out of Chester, Virginia, and I wanted to avoid that turnpike. But the thing was, going around it would have been longer. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll just get on it for a minute and then jump off. and then do it that way. Man, I was only on there for about an hour, maybe 20 minutes, and got off. Do you not know that ticket was like $55 and some change? I was like, golly. Anyway, so I picked another load up out of Chester, Virginia, and had to deliver it to Friendly, West Virginia. A hazmat load, 40,000 pounds. OMG, y'all. Man, that was crazy because my route took me on 68 going that way. And if y'all are familiar with 68 going through West Virginia, you got nothing. You all up in the mountains for days. And I was 40,000 pounds. Man, I had to do some serious driving on those mountains. I don't like 68, but I got it there. Then I booked a load out of Columbus, Ohio, a hazmat load. And I booked this load on Friday. I talked with the agent, and I was like, look, it was 1,000 miles. I had to deliver here in Waco, Texas. And he was like, well, when can you have it there? I said, well, I can pick this load up on Friday, and I can have it there Sunday. That's the best. That's the quickest I can get it there. He was like, okay, no problem. I said, well, he wanted it there Saturday. I was like, there's no way you could do 1,000 miles like that in one day. I don't know anybody. If you guys know somebody, please tell me how to do it. But I told him, I said, probably I'll get it there Sunday evening at the best, even though I knew I'd get there Sunday morning. But I said I could get it there Sunday evening. He was like, oh, okay, no problem. They're flexible and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, okay, send me over the information. So he sends over the information. I notice on there, he's got 6-1 at 4:30. I'm like, man, I just told this dude I can get it there Sunday. He said it was no problem. So we text him back, and he was like, oh, okay, thanks for reminding me. I'm going to change it. So I'm like, all right, man. I didn't get nothing. I didn't get no change back. So I'm like, okay. Well, he said he was sick on the phone and all that stuff. So I was giving him benefit of the doubt of him being sick. So when I get there on Sunday, like I projected, they're like, you're late. I'm like, what do you mean? I said, no, I had a delivery day for Sunday. And I was like, and I was told that this first come, first serve. Now, mind you, this is a hazmat, big paint company. That's all I'm going to say. They were like, nah, they got you down. It's on here. You're supposed to be here yesterday at 4:30. I was like, nah. I said, it's a mix-up. I said, I talked to him. He said he was going to change it. I emailed him, And they were like, well, first of all, we're not a first come, first serve. We only work on appointments only. And Sunday is one of our busiest days. And when he said that, I got to thinking, because I remember when I was talking with this agent, he was like, you know how somebody's like talking to themselves like, yeah, there'll probably be some the trucks will probably be out the way. But it didn't dawn on me. It makes sense now. Sunday with this particular company, all their company trucks are in and out, and that's what they concentrate on. So they were like, well, we can get you in here, but we can't promise you anything. I was like, you'll probably have to be a work-in, but we don't know when we're going to get to you. I'm like, oh, man. Well, trucker rule, as long as you can get in the door and they make that promise again to you, you good. Well, I had another load booked for this morning. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, this just don't make no sense. First of all, he lied because he said they were flexible, and he said it was first come, first serve. And if you're going to have an open window on something, let it be true to be in an open window, because originally the open window was from all the way to Monday. So if it's an open window, why are you asking me when I can have it there and have it set? Shouldn't it just, as long as I get it in between that open window, that it be good? I mean, y'all understand what I'm saying. But anyway, so I ended up sitting there. And I knew it. I'm like, okay, they thinking I'm late. But I explained it to them, showed them emails that I sent to the agent and all that stuff. The big mix-up, and which he still ain't never got back to me. But I'm going to get to him. I'm going to reach out to him today because he had no problem sending me this big thing talking about if you're late, then we can reduce the rate and all that stuff. No, this is not on me. You're not finna do that. You're not finna set me up for failure. So I ended up getting there, and I'm like, okay, they thinking I'm late. So anytime you late, you know how these shippers and receivers are. They're gonna take their time. I guess that's the way of thinking, like they're gonna try and punish you and whatnot. Mind you, I got there at 6:30 in the morning on Sunday. I didn't get out of there till about 2:30, maybe 3. And that was because one of the forklift drivers in there took it upon himself to unload me because he said it didn't make no sense. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Y'all know how these shippers are. Y'all know how these receivers are. He said he couldn't do it. So he went ahead and took it upon himself to unload me and got me out of there. I was like, all right. So, I mean, it's just been a whirlwind. I mean, if you can put up with these shippers and receivers and their attitudes and stuff. Now, mind you, I can't put it all on them because their attitude sometimes is basically based off of bad truck driver experiences from other truck drivers. And y'all know what I'm talking about. They make it bad for everybody. But I got 2 things I want to talk about, man, that really get on my nerves out here. And I want to know if it gets on y'all nerves. First thing, if you're coming upon a construction zone or an accident, and they've got a sign posted either right or left lane closed so many miles down the way, why do people continue to stay in those lanes all the way till the end? Why? And then look at you and expect you to let them in when you followed the signs and you stayed in the proper lane, and it's already slow as it is trying to get up there, and then they're speeding past you knowing that lane is going to run out. But then when they get to where they can't go no further, now they want to try and bogart you to get in. Why do they do that, and why is that right? Y'all answer me that. Crazy. I can't stand that. Because as a truck driver, you've got that space in front of you, and you don't want to tailgate nobody, but you're almost forced to tailgate because they're trying to get in, or every time you let somebody into your space, it pushes you further back and further back and further. It should be some type of ticket, some type of law. It really do. Second thing is that gets on me with these shippers and receivers. Now, mind you, if you're late, some of these places want to charge you for being late. If you're late, some of them want to say, okay, we can't get to you now, but we're going to work you in. They want to penalize you. But why can't it be, if they're going to charge us because we're late, shouldn't we be able to charge them if we're on time and they're not ready for us? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But all right, y'all. But I thank y'all, man, for subscribing. I thank for all your comments and your likes. Man, we keeping it moving. Man, it's just like all this week, it's just been a hazmat week for me. That's all I've been pulling, hazmat loads. But I'm trying to work it to where I don't have to depend on this load board, because, like, again, this load board is just a guide. But being fresh to the company, not new to trucking, but fresh to this company, you got to get your time in. You got to build a relationship. You got to build trust with a lot of these agents, because they're just not going to throw you on a dedicated lane or something like that or whatnot. But overall, man, I'm out here, and it's on point, man. I got me a good trailer, so I'm trying to hold on to that. Man, just had a 120-day inspection done on it, because all these trailers with Landstar, you got to have 120 days. Every 120 days, you got to get it inspected. So I got a good, it's pretty much almost brand new. So I'm going to try and hold on to it as long as I can, unless I find me a drop and hook load that's paying what I'm looking for. then I'll drop this mug. But anytime you're doing dropping hooks here, you're taking a chance of either getting a raggedy trailer or getting a trailer that's due for an inspection. And then that can throw you with your delivery and whatnot. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking at this guy. He's doing a pre-trip on his truck here. But mind you, I've been hearing that Landstar's got some new trailers, so they're trying to get the old messed up trailers out the system and get us hooked up with some of these new trailers. So that's a good thing. But man, overall, I'm having fun. It's just been rough, just, you know, adjusting to this learning curve with this new company. But other than that, man, I ain't got no complaints. You know, just normal. Weather's been crazy, you know. But y'all give me a comment. What are some of the things that get on y'all's nerves? Comment, like, and subscribe. Until then, like I always say, peace out, and keeping it moving.